What's up, guys? I'm Rolan Phelps, and I'm here with my co-host, Trey Louviere.
What up?
And it's been a minute since we've had a pregame rally, and this time there's a little bit of a different format. As you know, and as I know, and as Trey knows, and Trey, why don't you tell him?
There is a college NCAA tournament going on, and people are putting in their March Madness bracket predictions, and that is what we're here for. Now, my friend Roland loves college basketball. Me, however, never seen any of it, but I think I can make a pretty good bracket, and I think I can do it better than Roland.
And what I want to really highlight here is that I'm not a pro. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I have done my research a lot. He's done his research too. I'm not knocking him for that, but this is really going to show the unpredictability of a bracket and how, we both looked into it. There hasn't been ever a perfect bracket ever made. That's wild to me. They've been doing brackets since 1977, I believe. 1977 was when they first started doing this competition of brackets, and there's never been a perfect bracket. So that really shows the unpredictability and this wild card effect. So without further ado, let's get into it. Trey, you want to start off first?
We'll
just go first round. You go with your picks. I'll go with my picks.
All right. I got UConn taking the first round.
Okay.
What about you?
I got UConn as well. The very consistent team, no huge mistakes. I really doubt that they're going to pull a Purdue and lose against the 16th seed.
So who do you have in the second round, Roland?
So second round, this is one of my favorite picks, and I believe it's going to be the Cinderella story. And for those that don't know, a Cinderella story in March Madness is the underdog that takes it all the way. Maybe they won't win the entire thing, but they take it to third, fourth round. They could go to the Final Four. And that is exactly what we are looking at here. We are looking at a team that previously was a 9 seed last year, and they took it all the way to the Final Four. Florida Atlantic University, a great team. They had a great run last year, and I believe they can do it. And here's why I think they could make a deep run. They have basically the same rotation that they did last year, except now they're an 8 seed instead of a 9 seed. And the only thing that I see caution at is their 7-2 quad 4 losses. So they're 7-2 in quadrant 4, which if you don't know, you have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Quadrant 1 are the high quality wins and high quality games. So quadrant 1 loss could be against a really good team like UConn. Quadrant 4, those are the teams that are not so good. That's where you get your Lamars and teams like that. No diss. But they are a quadrant 14.
Interesting.
But FAU does have 2 losses in quadrant 4, the worst quadrant. However, I really like FAU. I think their chemistry has come together, and they do have a lot of compatibility that some of these teams don't have. And this is only Northwestern's 3rd appearance in March Madness, and they don't have anyone to stop 7'1" Vladislav Golden. They don't. I'll be honest. 7'1" beast named Vladislav. Who are you picking? The only person I'm picking is Zach Edey, but we'll get to that. Who do you have second round or second pick in the first round?
I also have FAU. I will agree with you on all those points there. However, I can't go too much in depth. I'm not a good researcher, or I don't watch him religiously like he does. So for third pick, I have San Diego actually beating UAB. I think that's pretty obvious, honestly. 5 seed versus 12 seed. I know it has happened in the past that a bunch of 12 seeds were absolutely dominating 5 seeds, but I just don't see it happening this one. Who do you have for fourth pick, or do you also have the same third pick?
So I have the same third pick, San Diego State. They only have 1 loss outside of quadrant 1. Compared to UAB, who has 7. So this should be a pretty easy game for them, and they're pretty consistent. They just had a loss to UConn in their tournament, so they should have a bit of drive to really kick it into high gear. With my fourth pick, I got Auburn winning. They're the SEC tournament champions. That should be an easy game.
Okay, yeah, I also have Auburn.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm glad I'm seeing eye to eye here. I'm glad my bracket's shaping up correctly here.
Okay.
So for my fifth pick, I have BYU over DeQuincy.
DeQuincy? All right. I think it's DeQuincy. But
I think it is, yeah. Not looking at it.
As of right now, DeQuincy is up. Let's look it up. DeQuincy is up 17-10 against the BYU Cougars. And with my fifth pick in the March Madness bracket, it was the DeQuincy Dukes. I love DuQuincy's team. I love everything about them. The grit and grind of DuQuincy. I love the fact that they have a terrible offense. You may be like, oh, that sounds dumb. I love it. Defense wins championships. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship. Absolutely not.
Absolutely
But
not.
DuQuincy, I love their defense. One of the worst offenses, but they have one of the best defenses.
They don't have a good offense though, so how will they get the ball in the goal? Honestly, I mean.
So I like that you say that. They played a similar team to BYU, and that was Dayton. So Dayton kind of runs a similar set. Maybe not exactly, but they're pretty similar. And it's like this run and gun type of team. And Duquesne has a great perimeter defense. They'll be able to stop the run and gun offense of BYU because they already did it to Dayton. But that's why I pick Duquesne.
Okay. I like that pick. What do you have for sixth pick?
Illinois, that's an easy win.
Yeah, I also have
Easy
that
win.
too. Okay, so one little difference here, but
Okay.
I think I'm going to be right here. I think BYU's honestly going to get up.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see soon. I'm gonna look like an idiot after this if Duquesne somehow.
What about seventh pick?
Seventh, I have another upset there. I have Drake.
I
have
also
Drake
have
winning.
Drake here.
Okay.
So maybe
I like
it's not
that.
too big of an upset, honestly, since
Yeah, isn't that a 7-10?
It's 7 and 10, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 7 seed versus a 10 seed. I really like Drake's team. I mean, they have a low amount of turnovers. They're 12th in the assist to turnover ratio, and they have a top 35 offense. Like that is a good team.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I like that. What about eighth pick? I have Iowa State.
Absolutely.
I think that's
I don't think a single
quite-
person will ever choose anybody over Iowa State in the first round this year. But more specifically, I really don't think they're going to go with South Dakota State over Iowa State. But you put anyone against Iowa State, a team that has been winning a lot as of recent, and you put anyone against Iowa State, first round, Iowa State's winning. I love that team, and I love that pick.
All right. Going into the West Conference, who do you have first pick? I think it's kind of obvious.
So
seed,
first
it's
pick,
seed.
obviously, this is one of my favorite teams. Actually, is UNC, North Carolina. I've watched about 3 or 4 games this season of UNC. I try to get every game, every team in. But UNC, I watched them. I watched Armando Bacot. Kid's good. I mean, he could turn it on at any given moment. However, what makes me not like them in certain areas is complacency. I forgot which game it was that I was watching, but it really looked like they kind of got complacent where they were, and they just let the other team get a lot of rebounds. But when Armando turns it on, dude, he's getting rebounds over everybody. I mean, he's a great player.
All right. What about second pick? This is a really good matchup here. I mean, 8th seed versus 9th seed, Mississippi versus Michigan.
Absolutely.
I honestly have Michigan winning over Mississippi, even though they're slightly under them.
I firmly believe this, and I'm sure you can attest to this too. You're dumb if you choose Mississippi State over Michigan. I'm playing. I won't hate on the Mississippi. However, Michigan State, they're 3-0 all time against Mississippi State. I mean, undefeated.
go.
Haven't lost against Mississippi. They do not plan on losing now. They are a high turnover team, Mississippi is, against a top 25 defense. And they have they're top 25 in points allowed per game. And you just have a high turnover team against a team that has one of the best defenses in the bracket. I mean, that's just bred for success, basically, for Michigan. Absolutely.
Actually, to add on that, Michigan's actually winning 31-24 right now as we are doing this.
Absolutely.
So, right now, we're looking good. BYU is now 19, or DuQuincy is now 19. BYU is 17. The comeback is happening.
They're closing that gap. Okay.
I like this.
Okay.
This is really good. All right. What about
So 11.
11?
11 pick. What do you? I really want to talk about this. What are you picking at number 11?
At number 11?
It's the GCU game, Grand Canyon University.
Over versus St. Mary?
Yep.
I honestly have St. Mary here. I don't.
Okay.
Do you have Grand Canyon?
So a lot of people are picking St. Mary as their Cinderella story. I have GCU. I have Grand Canyon. I don't like St. Mary's team, for one thing, but let's just talk numbers here. There's a low point spread for, like, the computers are having a low point spread for this game.
Yeah.
It's only about a 5.5 point spread, which is the point differential between a 12 seed and a 5 seed. A 12 seed is supposed to be a kind of bad team. A 5 seed is supposed to be a good team. However, there is a very low point spread. So a lot of computers are saying that it's going to be like a 5-point game.
Yeah.
And so already you're saying that this might be a very tight game. And in 32 of the last 38 years, at least one 12 seed has advanced. And GCU, all they have to do is push the pace and control the boards. Because they have trouble in their games when they don't control the boards. That's when they really have trouble. And as much as I hate on this St. Mary's team, they are pretty good on the boards. They're a pretty average team. GCU has they have one game and one win in Quadrant 1 against San Diego State. So they may not have as much experience as St. Mary's, but in their experience against San Diego, they won. So I see potential in this team.
Okay, I like that. I like how you're going up the path. Our brackets are really similar, slightly different.
I do like that there's some upsets that I have that you don't, and there's some that you don't. Okay.
All right. What about which one is this?
Number 12. That's the Alabama game.
All right. I think we have Alabama, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's a single person that's going to choose Charleston over Alabama. Alabama, great team. Sloppy on defense. They have a running gun or really a hit and run offense where they just hit you and they run. I mean, they play defense. I mean, you have to, but they're allowing 80 points per game, but they're scoring 90. So it's one of the best offenses, but one of the worst defenses. I don't like their defense at all. However, Alabama, it's a top tier team. They're not very good against those Quadrant 1 teams. They're 4-10 in Quadrant 1, so they play teams like UConn, UNC, they'll probably lose those games. But against a team like Charleston, that's easy.
It's easy. All right. What about this next pick? What do you have?
So this is another one I wanted to talk about.
Ooh.
I absolutely love this New Mexico team. I mean, they're coming off an automatic bid after their win over San Diego, and I mean, being champions of the Mountain West, I love this team. I mean, they won their tournament. Tournament champions, and they're only an 11th seed. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why are they an 11th seed? Well, they're not a great team. They're not in like a super heavy conference.
Yeah.
But I mean, they beat San Diego. They're coming off a lot of good wins. I like them. I like New Mexico. I got them going deep.
I also have New Mexico winning. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad I actually did a little research, because if you went off the seeds, you definitely would have had Clemson over New Mexico. I'm glad I did my research. I also have New Mexico winning that game. What about the next one? I feel like this one's easy.
Baylor, that's an easy win.
Okay.
3 seed versus, 11?
14.
14? Oh, I knew it was an odd number.
Okay, now the next one. Dayton versus Nevada.
Okay.
What is this? A 7 versus 10 seed?
Yes. Who do you have?
I think I have Nevada. Let me look. I do have Nevada.
I do as well. This is a good upset. This is going to be a good game. So Dayton has a heavy reliance on the 3 ball. Would you agree?
I would love to agree.
And Nevada, though they're a 10 seed, they have more experience in Quad 1 games. So I like to think that Nevada has that experience. They have less of a chance factor, because I see a team that relies on 3s as a team that's taking a chance. A team that just really hits inside, I think they have more of a chance.
You like ball drivers that drive in the paint and stuff?
Absolutely. Because I mean, you look at last year's Miami team, they went pretty deep, but at the end of the day, they couldn't get it done. So, I mean, I love that Nevada team.
All right, what about the last pick of the West Conference? Arizona versus Long Beach. I think this one's kind of easy. I think everybody's going Arizona.
Everybody's going Arizona.
I don't think anybody would go Long Beach. All right, moving on to the South Division.
Yep.
Now this is some.
Let's head down south. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Houston versus Longwood. I mean, first seed versus 16th seed.
Yeah, we all got Houston. Top team in the computers. I mean,
yeah,
we got Houston.
All right, next one's going to be a great matchup. Nebraska versus Texas A&M. I mean, 8th seed versus 9th seed. Maybe it's closer on paper than it actually is.
No, Nebraska's going to blow out A&M, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because I hate A&M. That is exactly why Nebraska's going to win, because I hate A&M.
Just because you hate them?
Yes.
I think I also have Nebraska winning also.
How do you feel about A&M?
I'm not a big Aggies person.
Exactly. So they're going to lose. First round.
All right, what about Wisconsin versus James Madison?
Ooh.
I think I have
Who do you have?
I have Wisconsin winning that. I mean,
I know we talked about this. We almost had James Madison. We both almost had James Madison.
yeah, it was definitely like a 5th and 12th seed. It's happening a lot.
Yeah.
It's really close matchups for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, but James Madison is one of the only teams that have 30 wins coming into this tournament.
That is true.
But 22 of those 31 wins for James Madison were quadrant 4, so they weren't high quality wins. Wisconsin was an early 1 seed contender. I just really like that Wisconsin team. I'm going Wisconsin.
All right, what about Duke versus Vermont? I mean, I feel like a lot of people have Duke here.
Yeah. You got
also?
5 players averaging double digits. Duke's crazy. I will never bet against them. They have the new head coach. Ever since Coach K left, left a hole in the basketball community, but I love that Duke team.
All right. Next one, Texas Tech versus NC State. Honestly, Texas Tech is the 6th, NC State the 11th. I honestly have NC State here with the upset. You also have that?
Absolutely. I love that. You're picking pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good. No, I watched any college basketball.
Well, if we look at NC State's recent resume, they won the ACC over number 1 UNC, beat Duke in the quarterfinals. They beat Virginia. This team is good. And obviously, Virginia isn't a great team. They lost in the first 4. But, beating Duke, beating UNC, absolutely. I really love that NC State team.
All right.
Hold on, let me fact check myself, Dave.
Fact check yourself.
Why am I? Yeah. 84-76 against that UNC team. That's crazy. Against the number 1 seed.
All right. I will do the update on the 2 games that are going on right now. Michigan State is 31. Mississippi is 24. DeQuesne's 24. BYU is 20.
Let's go.
Still in the first half.
I love it. I love to see it.
I don't. 4 points. We can make a comeback here. And I'm loving how close the game is, honestly.
All right, let's go on to that Kentucky game. How do you feel about Kentucky?
I got them winning. Plain as that, right? 3rd seed, they have to be good. They've earned that, right?
Absolutely. I haven't really checked out Oakland much, but it's Kentucky. You have a ESPN Top 100 player in Rob Dillingham. That team's good. Kentucky, I got them going pretty deep too. You can't bet against that team, man. You just can't.
Well, I'm sure eventually we all will have to, especially getting when the polls start narrowing down a little bit.
Absolutely. Eventually you can, but against a team of that caliber, nah, you can't. You can't bet against them.
I got you.
All right. I want to see what you pick on this next one. Did you pick the Florida-Colorado game before the Final Four game, before Colorado won?
I did, and I also had Colorado winning. So.
Okay. So you picked it before. You just picked against Florida. You didn't pick it. You didn't pick for someone. You just picked against Florida.
Oh, actually, no. I have Florida winning. I have Colorado beating Boise though.
Okay, so you did have Colorado beating Boise.
Yeah.
Colorado beat Boise, and so you have
I have Florida
beating Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say this: Florida has a recent injury in their big man. Their starting big man.
I didn't do enough research.
So, they have one of the most efficient offenses in this bracket. However, with that injury, that leaves a gaping hole in your team. And Colorado, I don't hate their team. Let me look what I put down. But
you have them beating New York?
Yeah, I have them beating.
You have the upset?
Yeah, you said New York.
Oh, Florida.
I have them beating Florida. For me, it was just that injury. I hate that nagging injury. I hate it for him. But yeah, I got Colorado winning that. All right, how you feel about that Marquette game?
I got Marquette winning that. I mean, Western Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky was a good team, but is Western Kentucky a good team? Come on.
It's Western Kentucky. Wrong Kentucky, guys.
Wrong one. All right, going into the Midwest Conference. I know how much you love the Purdue team.
Oh, man. Don't even get me started.
I have the Purdue team beating Montana or Grambling. I think Grambling won their match against Grambling.
Grambling won against
Grambling, against Montana. So, I mean, I got Purdue winning. They're a really good team. They're first seed for a reason.
Yeah, a big reason why people don't have them going deep is because last year they were only the second team first seed ever to lose to a 16 seed. A lot of people view them as choke artists. However, what are the odds it happens back to back? First off, I mean, it's only happened 2 times in history. What are the odds it happens back to back? If it does happen, I'm gonna cry. Absolutely, but dude, I love the fact that Zach Edey, coming off of a Naismith Player of the Year, could go back to back. I love the kid.
All right, what about the Utah versus TCU? What do you have here?
Utah. I got Utah State. They've won 15 of their last 17, and they've surged up to number 8. I love that Utah team.
I also have the Utah team winning. I'm glad my bracket's looking really good here. All right, what about McNeese versus Gonzaga?
Ooh, okay. So, a lot of people, if you don't watch basketball, you're probably just going to pick Gonzaga off rip.
That's what I did.
Right.
But I did a little bit of research, so, I mean, clearly, I was old me, though, so I'd have to maybe go back and double-check myself here.
But, McNeese is part of probably one of the weakest conferences. It's the same one that Lamar's in, same one that I think SFA is in, I believe. They're in the Southland Conference, and they won that. So there's not much competition there, and they're beating every team, like, easily. So they don't have that quad one experience, which is why I inevitably chose Gonzaga. But I can see people making a case for McNeese going deep because that team, they're also one of the teams that has a high amount of wins. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're at 30-3, I think.
Yeah, they're one of the only. There's only I think 4 teams going into this tournament with 30 wins, and they're one of them, which is kind of crazy. But they're not high quality wins.
Okay, well, what about the Kansas versus Samford? I think a lot of people have Kansas, honestly.
I think we're all going Kansas.
Okay, here. Well, what about South Carolina versus Oregon? I have South Carolina. I mean,
yeah, I got SoCal. I got South Carolina. They're going into this game with the travel advantage. They don't have to travel as far. Oregon's coming off of a really good showing in their tournament, but Nafale Dante is not having another perfect performance. That was a sploof, a 12 for 12 game. He's not doing that again.
How happened?
Okay, it's not. Oregon has a weak defense. They're not going to be able to contain South Carolina. It's not happening. South Carolina win it.
All right, what about Creighton versus Akron?
So, Akron, I love LeBron. I don't know why I did that. He's not dead, but I love LeBron. Akron is 0-3 in Quadrant 1.
Not looking good.
Yeah, they haven't beat a team of that caliber ever. Creighton's winning.
All right. Okay, and Texas versus Colorado. I mean, close in the seed comparison, but I mean, I have Texas winning.
Yeah, I got Texas on that too. Texas. It's been a weird year for Texas, absolutely.
Bro, I just realized they have 5 different teams in this entire bracket, which is kind of crazy to me, honestly.
Yeah, Texas as a whole is doing really good. You know, you got Baylor, you got Texas, you got Tech, you got A&M, you got U of H. But the actual Texas team, it's been a weird year for them. I really thought at the very beginning that they were going to be a top 5 team, dude. I really did. I was wrong on that one. But, I got Texas winning that game.
All right, and the last one, I think this one's also easy. Tennessee versus St. Peter's. I think everybody has Tennessee on this round.
Absolutely.
All right. Now we're getting into the second round, huh?
This is where
the polls start getting interesting.
All right, I'm going to go aggressive on here.
All right.
All right? You may hate me behind the camera. You may hate me. Whoever's watching this, you may despise me for this pick. You may want to kill me even. I may get death threats for this.
Don't.
FAU is beating UConn.
That's not happening.
FAU is beating UConn.
What makes you think they would beat UConn, huh? I mean, they're first seed. They're also one of the predicted people to win the entire March Madness bracket. Hello? How do you think they would even rival with this, huh?
All right.
This is crazy.
I really do have a good idea on this. So, UConn, in their 3 losses, they have happened because of foul trouble with their best players. And usually they have they have one player that just pops off and scores all their points, but then they still lose because they get into foul trouble. FAU is notorious for being really good at drawing fouls. And if you look at their Temple game, which was a loss, they still drew 21 fouls against Temple, who averages 17 fouls per game. If you look at their game before that against North Texas, they drew 22 fouls per game, or fouls in that game, and their average is 17. So they're consistently drawing 4 or 5 more fouls than average. And let's say those 4 or 5 fouls go on UConn's big man. I'm just saying they're not going to be able to compete with FAU if they don't have one of their key pieces.
I honestly don't like that prediction. So when I'm right and you're wrong, I'm going to be way more happier than you will ever be. However, I will give y'all the update.
I'm just saying Donovan Clingan's going to probably foul out that game. FAU's going to take over, and everyone's going to call me a prophet. And I'm going to be like, hey, I'm not. I'm just a guy. So who do you have going into the second pick of the second round?
San Diego.
San Diego,
I mean,
okay.
I think that's a fair, accurate guess. I mean, I think they beat UAB, and then I got them beating Auburn. So there you go. I mean,
right.
Maybe you could enlighten us some more.
So I picked Auburn. I don't like San Diego going into this tournament because San Diego is coming off of recent losses. And Auburn has one of the best interior defenses in the league, and I really think that they can shut down Jaden Leday pretty easily, and I think that's a fair assessment. So I go Auburn with that pick.
Okay, what about your third rounds? Second round, third pick.
Third pick, I got Illinois beating Duquesne. As much as I said I love that Duquesne team, I can't with a clear conscience put them past the second round, because they really don't have the offense to make it that deep.
I also have the Illinois team going, and I also, for the next round, I have Iowa team, which I would love to see that matchup, Iowa versus Illinois. I think that would be a really good matchup to see, honestly.
Absolutely. With that Iowa State game, I'm not going to lie, that's one of the games that I mulled over in my head for a while, and I just picked the more safe choice, Iowa State. More consistent in their games. They don't really have any blowouts, and they only have one loss outside of Quadrant 1. So I pick with the safe choice, Iowa State.
Okay. Going into the West Conference, who do you have for the first round? I mean, I feel like it's also pretty easy here.
Yeah. We're talking about the... Oh, I didn't even... Okay.
This is West. So it's UNC,
yeah.
North Carolina versus Mississippi or Michigan.
All right, UNC versus Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
I got UNC winning that game.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good UNC team. I
Right.
can't, as much as like right now, Michigan's winning pretty badly against Mississippi, who we both had.
I think I'll hit y'all with the updates right now.
Yeah.
Michigan's at 60, Mississippi's at 45, Duquesne's at 38, BYU's at 30.
Who do you have in that Alabama game?
I think I have Alabama, honestly. Yeah, I have Alabama. What do you have?
I have Alabama as well.
Okay.
Great offense. GCU doesn't have enough Quadrant 1 experience for me to pick Grand Canyon over Alabama, so I'm going Alabama.
What about the next round?
Like I said, I love that the potential of the Cinderella in New Mexico. Number 3 seeds are actually only 13 and 12 against number 11 seeds since 2010. So New Mexico coming off a conference title, while Baylor just took recent losses from Iowa and Texas Tech. So I really like the idea of a New Mexico upset.
I also have the New Mexico upset.
There we go.
I'm glad my roster's looking good to somebody that's actually experienced in making brackets and stuff. So
Right.
I think I'm doing pretty good here. What about the next game? I feel like a lot of people are going Arizona over here. I mean,
Absolutely.
they're going to dominate that.
Arizona, more experience as a senior-led team with Ballo and Love. I mean, I love Arizona, man. I'm going to Arizona State. I can't choose against Arizona. Absolutely.
All right, what about in the South Conference? Who do you
Taking
have?
it down south. I definitely got Houston in that game.
A lot of people have Houston.
One thing I love about them is their culture. So if you look at Houston and you look at them on ESPN, all the profile pics of the team, of each individual player, they're all in suits and ties, and I just love. And that really speaks on the culture that their head coach has over there at Houston.
That's really impressive, but I mean, how will that help with basketball, honestly? I mean,
Hey.
I love the professionalism, but it's a basketball game, honestly, right?
Absolutely.
All right, second pick, I mean, Wisconsin, right?
All right.
Uh-oh.
I was looking at this game. I like Duke over Wisconsin, honestly. And
Okay.
I think it's because of Filipowski. Now, Duke you may question their depth on their team, but I really like the idea of Kyle Filipowski just taking over in that game.
Can we come in here real quick? Go back there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
See what you just did, Eddie. I was
Sorry
not
to
going to
interrupt
do
y'all.
that.
I was scared.
I was not going to do that, but she wanted to interrupt y'all.
It's absolutely fine. All right.
Back to what we were doing. So you have Duke over
Yes.
Wisconsin. I
Yeah.
have the Wisconsin upset happening.
All right, so you got the Wisconsin upset. I don't hate it.
I can see how you would go Duke, though. I mean, the number 4 versus the number 5. I think it'd be honestly a good matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
All right. Who do you have next round? I have Kentucky. Do you also? I mean, is that an obvious one?
Yes, I picked
Yeah, it is.
Kentucky.
Yeah, it's
Why
okay.
did you pick Kentucky?
3 seed versus 6, 11, and 14 seed. I mean, I also have the NC State upset happening over Texas Tech, and they're 11 seed, and I don't think they can honestly compete with a 3 seed like Kentucky. I mean,
Right. I mean, that's what I looked at. I thought in my mind how NC State could go deeper, but I really can't put them over Kentucky. I mean, they have more depth than NC State, and despite being an average rebounding team at best, they pull in 5 more rebounds per game than NC State, and so I can't go with NC State.
understandable. All right, going into the next round, who do you
No,
have?
it's still round 2.
Oh, well, not the next round. I meant the.
Next conference. Yeah, next conference.
Oh wait, no, it's not even next conference, is it? Oh no, we still have one more.
Oh, we still
I
have-
mean, Marquette, right? I think we all have that happening. I think we have them going pretty deep. Do you have them going deep? Oh no.
I have Colorado winning that game.
Colorado beating Marquette.
All right. I love Marquette, and I really don't want to bet against them. But Colorado, I mean, in that game against Boise State, they really showed that they don't have to have that reliance on the 3 ball.
Yeah, I
Like I
was
said.
watching it. I watch highlights of it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, they were getting that ball through there. I mean, like, it was really impressive. I'm like, yo, these college kids are not messing around with the ball.
Because it really turned into a slugfest against Boise. I mean, and that's really kind of what Boise wanted. But at the end of the day, Colorado beat them, and they showed that even if the threes aren't hitting, they can win. So that's why I have Colorado. I think if they get the 3 ball running and they really get it, I mean, they get it to the corner, get a lot of threes from there, and they just run their offense, I think they can do it. Absolutely.
You think they can get past Marquette, though? I mean,
I think so.
props
I
to
love
you.
that idea.
I mean, all right, next conference in the Midwest. I know how much you love Purdue. So, I mean, you must have them winning, right?
In my notes here, I do have Purdue winning, and in my notes, all I say is I love Zach Edey. So,
There you
yeah,
go.
Purdue.
All right. What about the next bracket here? I think you have Gonzaga over Kansas.
Absolutely. I do have Gonzaga. What really makes me question this Kansas team is the injury remarks. So you have 2 guys on Kansas that are just really injury prone, and I just can't see them going past the second round with how injury prone that team is. And they have a lack of depth on the offensive side, and they really leave a lot to be desired there. So I'm going Gonzaga there.
I like that. I mean, I have Kansas here, but I strictly went off of numbers here. But I could definitely see how Gonzaga could definitely easily pull through. I mean,
Absolutely.
Injuries are a lot in this little basketball season we got going here. What?
Did I interrupt?
You going through? No, you're good.
Okay.
We're just yapping.
All right. What about the next round, Roland? I mean, what do you have here?
I got Creighton. You got South Carolina?
Yeah, I have South
You
Carolina.
got SoCal. Okay, so
I got the big upset happening here.
Okay, so that's your Cinderella pick.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm really liking the South Carolina team. I mean, I think they got it, honestly. I mean, they're 26-7. Creighton's 23-9. I mean, their score's a little better, but I know Creighton's a 3 overall pick. And speaking of Creighton, they're actually tied with Akron right now, 31-31.
That's
Very concerning here.
That's a concerning score. But Creighton, I have them going because if they can get past Akron, South Carolina kind of plays into a slower pace, and they have a slower paced offense and defense, which is really good for Creighton because they have a more methodical style of play where they really try to just get high quality shots, and they have a really efficient offense. And so I got Creighton winning that if they can get past Akron. Goodness.
I hope they can.
I really hope they can.
Duquesne is up by 14 against BYU.
Woo! Duquesne up 14. That's what we
Long
like to
Beach
see.
is beating Arizona also
Oh.
by 2, but I mean the game just
That's
started.
yeah, it's only 5-3.
So
Okay.
I'll keep y'all updated as we are continuing on in this series.
Absolutely.
Who do you have going into the next pick here? I have, let's see. I have the Tennessee going.
I have Tennessee as well. I don't really like betting against this Tennessee team. And Texas, like I was saying, they've had a weird season. They're too inconsistent to really make a run. I got Tennessee going.
All right. I mean, we're heading into what?
Sweet 16 now.
Sweet 16?
Yep. We got past those were, I'm not going to lie, I had some wild picks on that one.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
All right. Who do you have in your Sweet 16 East Conference?
All right. I'll be honest, I'm still riding the FAU train. Florida Atlantic is making another Final Four run.
That's not happening.
Absolutely.
UConn.
FAU is making it.
No, UConn's absolutely taking that. And I have them I have them advancing deeper. I actually have them
Yeah, you have them beating
winning
FAU.
the entire March Madness bracket. I have them winning. I have them going the distance.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. I don't like that. I mean, last time a team went back-to-back was 2006, man. I was born back then. And I'm 18 now? No, absolutely not.
All right, what about next picks here?
Next, I got Iowa State.
You got Iowa over Illinois?
You have the Fighting Illini over Iowa State. Okay.
I do have the Illinois. It's
like
a little bit of an upset, but I think it'll be a great
I
basketball
thought
game.
about that game for a while.
I think it'll be great nonetheless.
It is going to be a great game, but Iowa State was kind of like a safe pick for me as they're more consistent. The Illinois team has a quadrant 3 loss, so they do have that one game where they have a bit of more sloppy play. So I just like the consistency of Iowa State, and I'm going Iowa State.
Okay, I like
Which is kind
that.
of funny because I didn't choose UConn, but we won't talk about that.
Going into the West Conference, I mean, I feel like it's easy here, right?
Yeah.
UNC.
UNC. Yep.
And
I mean, with that UNC game, why would you pick UNC personally?
they're like number 1 seed in the West Conference. My bad.
Right.
I mean, they're there for a reason. I've been saying this. Your first seed, you're gonna go far. At least that's what it should be.
Right.
I mean, maybe Purdue not.
Okay, let's calm down here. But UNC, I like that Alabama-UNC game because I really like Alabama's team, but their defense is not going to cut it against a top-notch school like UNC that has a very balanced that's very balanced both offensively and defensively. So I had to pick UNC. Absolutely.
I like that. What about the next picks here? I mean, Arizona.
Yep, I got Arizona going
Okay.
on that. I mean, they play better on offense, and they're really going to look to push the pace. I mean, it's 7th in possessions per game. They're a really fast-paced team, and if they can't get past that who are they playing first round? If they can't get past them. Northwestern?
Long Beach.
Long
I mean,
Beach.
They're up right now by 4. So
Okay, if they can't get past Long Beach, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I really do
They're
like that
definitely
Arizona
getting
team.
past. They're definitely getting past.
Yeah.
All right, going into the South Conference. I mean, I feel like we all have Houston and Marquette, right?
Well, I already knocked
Oh
off.
yeah,
Marquette,
you already knocked
But
off Marquette.
I've got the people that knocked off Marquette and Kentucky, and then of course I got Houston.
I like that though. I like the Kentucky pick. I can honestly see it going both ways here.
With Houston, I don't think Duke's. I mean, Duke has like a 6-man rotation at this point in their season, and I don't think it'll be enough to top the top computer ranked team. I don't think they're gonna get past Houston. I really don't.
All right, and going into the Midwest Conference, who do you have first?
Well, in my notes here, once again, Purdue, and it says Zach Edey. That's all I wrote, just Zach Edey. I really love Zach.
I actually
If you're watching this, Zach, hit me up on Instagram. I love you.
I'm gonna put the little description down here of your Instagram. Plug it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my Instagram.
Or maybe put it over there, actually.
Or
Yeah.
we're right there. Or behind me.
I actually have the Kansas upset happening
Okay.
against Purdue.
Okay.
I honestly think
You really like that Kansas team.
I do.
If they could stay healthy, I mean,
I think they got
I
it.
do.
I think they could definitely beat the Purdue team. I mean, maybe
I think they
I'm-
could play Purdue if they stay healthy.
maybe
think they
I'm
could
just
last,
a
maybe.
sucker at making brackets though.
No,
All right,
I like it. I like it.
Next pick, Tennessee, right?
Ooh.
No.
I got Creighton. Hey, this is gonna be a very unpopular pick.
Oh,
I had Creighton.
you got Creighton.
In some ways, I regret that pick. In some ways, I don't.
Well, it isn't looking good for you right now because Akron is beating them by 2 points.
I know.
It's the first half though, so.
I mean, Tennessee, not a super fast-paced team. Usually Creighton plays bad against fast-paced teams, and Tennessee's kind of mid-level on that. So I think they have a chance. I really think that game's just a toss-up.
I got you.
Whoever plays better, and you can't really predict that.
All right.
All right, let's go to the 8. Elite 8.
Let's go to it. Who do you have? FAU?
I'm still riding that train. FAU till I die.
There's no way.
Absolutely. FAU is beating Iowa State. That might make more people mad than me saying over UConn. Iowa State fans they love them.
They love them.
They're crazy. But FAU, all day.
I got UConn still. Can't go wrong.
Hey, we're loyal to our teams,
We're
man.
loyal to the team.
But FAU, man.
All right. What about the West Conference?
West, I got Arizona over UNC.
I have Arizona too. So.
UNC, great team. I'll give them that. Unk is good. But they won't be able to keep up with the fast pace, in my opinion, of Arizona. I think their star players like Armando Bacot are going to get tired out. And I'm not saying like he's lazy or nothing. I just think that's what's going to happen is Arizona's going to push that pace and really win the ball game.
All right. Going into the South Conference, who do you have?
I'm really looking at players here more, but I got Kentucky, man. I love Rob Dillingham. I've watched his game. I mean,
Kentucky over Houston?
yeah, it's a crazy pick.
Houston's also one of the number one computer crunched teams here. Them and UConn are like the two most projected teams to win
Absolutely.
the March Madness bracket. And that's what I'm going off of, honestly.
I love Kentucky, man. I
maybe
love
you
Rob
know
Dillingham. Reed Shepard, I love that kid, averaging, I think, 14 or 12 points per game. They have, I think, 3 or 4. How many do they have? They have a good amount of kids averaging double digits. Let me look into that. And Reed Shepard's been making some headlines too. I mean, the kid's good. So they have five people averaging double digits. DJ Wagner barely, but I mean, still you have a lot of depth. Eighth in their rotation, Ivisic, or however you say his name, is averaging 5.7 points off of 11 minutes. I mean, I love the team. I love that Kentucky team, absolutely.
All right, and then to knock it down, what's What's the Midwest looking like?
Is that even a question?
Tennessee, right?
I got Purdue. Purdue is the greatest team in college basketball ever. That's a crazy. That's a
That
crazy.
is crazy. Don't-
But I got Purdue. I love Purdue.
I got Tennessee.
I'll never not love that Purdue team.
I think I got Tennessee beating.
And prior to what you may believe, I'm not like a huge Purdue fan or nothing. I'm a huge Zach Edey fan. I love the dude. I mean, he just looks cool. There's that one game he had a bruise on his face, dude. I mean, he's just.
I mean, already had them out. Already had them out, but I think honestly Tennessee could beat Kansas.
Okay.
And then going into what is it?
A lot of people actually do have Tennessee going pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
they're
deep.
going. I have them going pretty deep too. I mean, what are we in now? Right? I think we're in the
Yeah, we're in a Final Four now.
Final Four.
All right.
Let's wrap it
Who you got in that matchup of who did you have? You had UConn. Oh,
UConn.
you had UConn, of course.
Yeah.
Who were they playing? They were playing Arizona. You had UConn, Arizona.
Yeah, I had UConn, Arizona, and I had UConn beating Arizona.
Absolutely.
And then I had Houston and Tennessee, and I had Houston beating Tennessee, leaving the two computer crunch teams to end it off in the bracket. I mean, why wouldn't I do that, huh?
Okay. I like that you're looking at that, but I'm going off of what I was told in my vision last night. FAU is going to beat Arizona 82-76.
I think
FAU is going to win. They're not only making the Final Four this year,
they're winning.
they're going to the championship.
Oh.
They're going to the championship. Florida Atlantic University is going to the championship. Absolutely. And I'm the only guy to probably say that ever. Guy, girl, anything, doesn't matter. I'm probably the only person to ever say that.
Yeah, I think
This
you're
year.
also going to be one of the stupidest people to ever say that when they get
We'll
knocked
see.
out.
We'll see when they make the championship.
I don't have my score predicting, but I can give you a really rough estimate of UConn, Houston. I got UConn winning. Wait, let me think.
Let's think. What would be your score difference in that game?
UConn versus Houston. I mean, I know they're the two number one teams going into this. So UConn versus Houston. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be really close
I mean, you really do have the two best teams in the.
in the finals.
Like
here.
Ken Palm has them both ranked 1-2.
I mean, it's got to be like really close. It's got to be like a 2-3 point difference, honestly.
Hey,
Maybe
I mean,
even
last
1
year was a
point.
blowout, so you never know.
That is true, but I'm gonna stay true to the 2 to 3 point difference here.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know what you would ever have an FAU prediction on who? Purdue?
Yeah.
So, what score do you think
All right.
FAU will have over Purdue?
In my dream last night, when I saw FAU making it to the championship, I saw Purdue winning 71-60. Now, why did they win by that much? I don't know. But Zach Edey, I saw he put in the last basket. Zach Edey, great player. He's gonna win them that game. But I'll give you this little tidbit of knowledge, and this is exactly why I know they're gonna win, is because 100% of teams that were ranked number 1 and got beat by a 16th seed the year prior end up winning the year after they lose.
Oh, there you go.
Even if it has only been one team in Virginia in 2019, it's still 100% completion rate. You know, this is like
What are the
Tom Brady
odds
to
it happens
Gronkowski, man,
again?
100% completion
What are
rate.
the odds it happens again?
100%. I mean, if I'm crunching the numbers, it's 100%.
It's 100%, but I mean,
And I had that game by 11 point difference.
but going off of that, I mean, you scratch off you give a baby a lottery ticket, they scratch it off and they win. I mean, the chances of them winning are 100 now, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not happening again if you give them another lottery
see
ticket. I mean,
I see your point, but
I like your
I
bracket.
also see the point that Zach Edey is perhaps the greatest basketball player of all time.
Let's not get into that.
Give me Zach Edey over LeBron James. Death beam pointed at Earth,
That's
and only one player to take the
Crazy.
shot. I want Zacharias Ederson. I want Zach Edey. Absolutely.
over LeBron. That's crazy. You're an NBA player, college basketball player. I mean,
Hey, what can I say? Zach Edey, I love you, man. I'll be watching this.
Yeah, I really do. Don't get knocked out. Don't let my boy Rolan down.
Yeah, if Purdue loses in the first round again, I'm gonna sell my estate. I'm gonna sell my car. I'm gonna sell my soul. I'm selling everything because I don't deserve to live. But so, what's your point difference in that game, in that final game?
Oh, 3-2. I mean, I think it's a really
Three-point
close
game.
game. Yeah.
3-2. You're saying there's 2 baskets?
Oh, I'm saying like it could be like a 3-point. It could be.
Let's lock in here. Let's lock it in. What are you saying? 3 or 2?
I'm saying the 2. I'm
Two,
saying the
okay.
2. They're gonna drive it in.
Okay, so you're saying a 2-point game winner?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not what I saw in my dream last night, but
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, you're seeing crazy stuff in your dreams. Maybe you're taking.
It's because I took too much NyQuil, man.
Maybe I honestly think it might do that to you.
All right.
I mean,
well,
I'll give y'all the final updates on the games as of right now. 119, March 21st. Michigan State is winning 69-51 against Mississippi. Duquesne is winning by 8 points against BYU. Creighton is beating Akron
there we go.
by 5 points.
There we go.
And it just got to halftime, 39-34. And then Arizona is beating Long Beach by 4 points. And
Golly.
I mean, it's a little closer than I want it to be, honestly.
That's way too close. But hey. But I guess that wraps it up. This is more of like a podcast style episode, absolutely. But
I love it.
yeah.
I don't have to read a script or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going off top here. But thanks for watching, and I hope your bracket ends up doing well. Not as well as mine, of course, where I will be the first person to have a completely perfect bracket ever in all of history. However, I do wish you luck. I wish you luck, Trey. And I think you're gonna do good. But this is really like kind of like veteran versus amateur type of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, you're like a dilettante in this, and I'm not a pro or nothing, but like, if I lose, I'm gonna look pretty dumb.
And if I beat you, it's going to look even worse.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, looking at it right now, BYU's not winning, so it looks like my bracket's not going to a good start. I mean, we can still do the updates, though. I mean,
Absolutely.
maybe my BYU team didn't go, but I didn't have them going that far anyway, so.
Yeah. But we will be on the Hawk Nest next week. We'll be on a regular mainstream Hawk Nest. And so we will give you all updates from there. So stay tuned in for that. And we will, I guess how we'll do it is whoever has the most correct advances of each round will win that. And then, of course, we're going to see who wins it all, who gets the natty.
I think I got it.
I know I got it. I love you, Zach Edie. But thanks for watching. This has been a special episode of Pregame Rally. And I'm Rolan Phelps.
I'm Trey Louviere.
And we appreciate you. And I hope your march is a march of greatness. Thank you.